Have you ever wondered how a single decision could potentially ignite a regional conflict? Let's delve into the story of Ethiopia and Somaliland, two East African regions that have recently signed a controversial memorandum of understanding. This agreement, in essence, grants Ethiopia, a landlocked country, a 20-kilometer piece of coastal land. The intent? To establish a naval base and build a commercial port, but that's not all. In exchange for this coastal access, Ethiopia has pledged to recognize Somaliland as an independent country, a move no other nation has taken so far. This deal is Ethiopia's attempt to rectify what they perceive as a historical mistake, losing access to the sea when Eritrea declared independence in 1993. However, it's worth noting that Ethiopia's economy has experienced rapid growth since becoming landlocked, challenging the assertion that sea access is crucial for its economic development. But as we'll soon see, this move could have far-reaching consequences. Now let's delve into the domestic crises of both Ethiopia and Somaliland that may have fueled this daring move. Ethiopia, governed by the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize laureate Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, is currently grappling with widespread ethnic conflicts and increasingly intense armed rebellions. Emerging from a devastating civil war in the Tigray region, Ethiopia now faces fresh uprisings by rebel forces from the Amhara and Oromo communities, the two largest ethnic groups in the country, challenging the authority in Addis Ababa. Regionally, Ethiopia's standing is shaky. The détente with Eritrea is crumbling, tensions with Egypt over the Renaissance Dam are reaching a boiling point, and relations with neighboring Sudan have been strained since December. Economically, Ethiopia is experiencing severe financial strain. Last month, the government failed to pay $33 million in interest on its international government bond, and in recent years it has struggled to maintain sufficient hard currency. Now let's turn our attention to Somaliland. Its leader, President Muse Bihi Abdi, is also grappling with a host of domestic issues. Last year, he lost approximately a third of the erstwhile British Somaliland territory to SSC Khartoum, a regional administration recognized by the federal government of Somalia. Other communities, notably in the Ordel region, are also rising up as a result of the Memorandum of Understanding with Ethiopia. The defense minister of Somaliland, who hails from the same region, even resigned in protest of the memorandum. Additionally, President Abdi's 5-year term expired more than a year ago, but his term was extended by an unelected Senate known as Gurti by 2 years. These internal issues paint a picture of two desperate leaders willing to risk regional stability. So what does this mean for the region? The potential consequences of the Memorandum of Understanding are not to be underestimated. It's not just about a piece of land, it's about the balance of power in the East Africa region. If Somalia decides to sever diplomatic ties with Ethiopia, it could significantly destabilize the region. The critical economic and political connections between these countries could be severed, causing a ripple effect throughout East Africa. But the fallout doesn't stop at diplomacy. There's the very real risk of violence and conflict. The region is already grappling with numerous challenges, and adding another conflict to the mix could have disastrous consequences. The situation could provide fertile ground for extremist groups, offering them recruitment opportunities and a chance to gain more power. And then there's the international response. Major global and regional powers have been swift and unanimous in affirming Somalia's sovereignty. This isn't just a regional issue anymore, it's a global one. The international community is watching closely, and their response could significantly influence the outcome of this situation. But the consequences could go beyond the immediate region. The ripple effects of a potential conflict could be felt throughout the continent and beyond. Trade routes could be disrupted, economies could suffer, and the stability of the entire region could be at risk. In the end, the pursuit of national interest could lead to a regional conflagration, unless cooperative arrangements are sought. The world is watching as East Africa teeters on the brink of a potential crisis. The actions taken now will have a profound impact on the future stability of the region. The stakes couldn't be higher. Let's take a closer look at the political dynamics at play. The extended term of President Abdi and the role of the unelected Senate, Gurti, have been contentious issues in Somalia. On the other side, the Memorandum of Understanding could be seen as a distraction from domestic troubles in Ethiopia and Somaliland. The international response has been swift and unanimous, affirming Somalia's sovereignty. Yet the silence of Russia and the response from China bear significant implications. Ethiopia could find itself isolated on the African front, a situation that could even impact the African Union headquarters based in its capital, Addis Ababa. The historical hostilities between Ethiopia and Somalia could reignite, worsening the situation. Somalia might respond strategically, which could have a profound impact on Ethiopia. Furthermore, there's the risk of radicalization of young Somalis and the rise of violent extremist groups. The path chosen by Ethiopia and Somaliland could lead to a mutually destructive outcome with far-reaching consequences for the region. This situation calls for a thorough examination of options for de-escalation and the potential for cooperative arrangements. The choices that the involved parties make today will shape the political and socio-economic landscape of East Africa for years to come. As we navigate through the complexities of the political dynamics, it is important to understand that the path ahead is not without hope. The East Africa region has proven its resilience time and again, and this situation is no different. The choices that the involved parties make today will undeniably shape the political and socio-economic landscape for years to come. However, there are options for de-escalation and the potential for cooperative arrangements that could benefit all parties involved. This involves open dialogue, mutual respect, and a shared vision for a prosperous and stable region. The international community, too, has a role to play in facilitating peaceful negotiations and ensuring that any agreements made respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all nations involved. Practical and Competitive is a project by Alianan. For more insightful videos, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Your success is our mission.